Hi, I'm Mariel. Welcome to my channel, Mariel Beads and Beyond. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a variation of the Potawatomi stitch bracelet that I have. That bracelet has a lot of views and is one of the most PDF patterns that I have on Etsy or my website. It's the one that I sell the most. So I was playing with the stitch and I come up with this variation. So if you like this bracelet, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to go watch the video on how to make the Potawatomi stitch. There's gonna be a link in the description box. Once again, I'm not going to do the whole tutorial in this video. I'm just gonna show you how to make this variation right here in the center. So you need to watch the other video. You need to make you two separate stripes. You can put one side of your clasp, and then you're gonna come back to this video and you're gonna do the center part. So if you like this bracelet and you want to make it, once again, you need to go and start your bracelet on a different video, and the link is gonna be in the description box. I really like the way it turned out. Think it's really pretty and it's really different. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. The list of materials you will need to make this bracelet are seed beads 11/0 in two different colors if you prefer, and these ones are Miyuki, and these are 2mm fire polish super duos. For thread, we're gonna use fireline, and we're gonna need a needle size 12. You can find on my website MarielBeadsandBeyond.com these seed beads as well as these ones, and also the fire polish. Like I repeat, I'm just gonna show you how to make the center part. That is gonna be the only difference between this bracelet and the original Potawatomi stitch bracelet that I have already. So you should already have your two pieces, and you probably already add one side of the clasp. Just once again, remember it has to be these beads that are sticking out, they gotta be on an even number. And also you gotta remember that you gotta put two pieces together that they're forming like a V shape at the ends. You gotta work your way, like whip your thread around your beads, and you're gonna be coming out of this first bead, and we are going to sew through that one. Okay, so we are going to pick up 111, one super duo, and remember when you're using super duos, you gotta make sure that both holes are open because sometimes one is closed and you don't want that. Okay, so this is what you're gonna pick up. Your thread should be coming out of the first sticking out bead in the bottom. Okay, so we are going to sew through the second one, and we are going to put, actually right now you just need one piece, so we are going to sew, and this is what you should have. My work is a little bit loose because I am using Ceylon thread just for this demonstration, but you should be using fireline or wildfire. So your thread is coming out of this one. We are going to sew up through these three, and remember you don't have to do it at once. You can just sew through one or two and then through the rest. Okay, and we are going to pull tight, and this is what you should have. You're going to sew through this one, and we are going to sew down through these two, and it's really easy. Okay, we are going to sew through this one, We are going to pick up one 11-0, one super duo, and one 11-0, and we are going to sew through the next one that is sticking out. You're gonna continue repeating this all the way until you add all your super duos. It's the same step. Right here, you're coming out of this one, you are going to sew up through these three. You are going to sew through this one. You are going to come down through these two. And you are going to sew through this one. And you are ready to add your next super duo. So continue repeating this step and I'll be right back to show you the next step. This is what you're gonna have. Now we are gonna grab our other piece, and if your thread is not coming out of the first sticking out seed bead in the bottom, weave your thread and you have to be exit out of this seed bead. You're going to pick up 111 and you are going to sew through the super duo. And this is what you should have. You are going to pick up 111 and you are going to sew through the next seed bead sticking out. And you're going to pull. And this is what you're gonna have. Right now, you're gonna sew up through the three seed beads just like you did on the other side. It's the same step. You're gonna sew up through these three. You are going to sew through this one and down through these two. It's the same step. So we are going to sew through this seed bead, and this is what you're gonna have. Pick up one seed bead and you're gonna sew through the super duo. You are going to pick up one seed bead and you're gonna sew through the next one sticking out. And you're gonna continue repeating this until you finish adding all your seed beads. Remember, you're gonna go up through these three. You are going to sew through this one and you are going to come down through these two and through this one, and you are ready to add your seed beads. So continue repeating that and I'll be right back to show you the next step. I'm done adding my seed beads. So this is what you should have right now. So your thread is coming out of this seed bead. We are going to sew up through these three. And tie. We are going to sew through this one. We are going to sew down through these two. And right here, we are going to sew through these two and through the super duo. we are coming out of the left hole of the super duo. We are going to sew down through the right side. Okay, and we are going to pull. We are going to pick up one seed bead, one 2mm fire polish, and one 11/0. And you are going to sew through. You are coming out of this hole of this super duo. You're going to sew through the one across from the other side of the super duo. Okay, you are going to pick up one 11, one 2mm, and one 11. You are coming out of this super duo of this hole. You're gonna sew through the one on the opposite side on the next super duo. And you're gonna continue repeating this until you get all your fire polish. If you still have thread on this side and you just wanna continue using this thread, your thread should be exit out of this side. We're going to sew down through the opposite side of the second hole of the super duo. And if you run out of thread and you want to use the other thread that we have right here, you're going to repeat the same step. You're going to sew up through these 3 seed beads, and you can just rewind the video so you can get your thread down here. Okay, so since I got thread on this side, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to pick up one seed bead 11/0, and I'm going to sew through the 2mm. And this is what you should have. You're going to pick up one 11/0, and you are going to sew through the other side of the, you're gonna sew through the next super duo, and you gotta arrange your beads so you're forming like a flower right here. Pick up one 11/0 and sew through the 2mm. Pick up one 11/0 and sew through the super duo. And you gotta continue repeating this until you finish your bracelet. As you can see, it's really easy, but it really makes a huge difference. So pick up at 11/0 and you're gonna sew through the super duo, and with the other thread you're gonna reinforce this so all your beads are gonna be sitting right. Pick up one seed bead and sew through the 2mm. Pick up one and sew through the super duo and pull tight. And this is what you should have. Like I said, you gotta reinforce this centerpiece. You should have a lot of thread, and you can just go back and forth through the beads. Like you can sew through the 11, through the 2mm. So just sew through the seed bead to the super duo and come up through the next seed bead and just reinforce one more time and arrange your beads. And you can continue repeating this until you run out of thread. Make some knots and cut your threads, and you should be done with your bracelet. I really like this bracelet. I think it's really pretty, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was easy to follow along. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, like my videos, share them with your friends. Until next time, bye bye.